AOL is, at its core, a global company, and it's been growing as a global company over the last few years as well. But what makes us kind of unique is we act very autonomously in the actual market. So each market, by market I mean country, so Canada runs an independent organization where all functions exist, including marketing. So marketing in Canada has the autonomy to do whatever they want, whatever makes sense strategically for our market, but they're able to leverage best practices, learning, insights from either other international markets or the US as well, whether that's creative that we can run, whether that's research we can run, whether that's best practices, all of those things we can choose to use them or do our own independent thing as well. In Canada, all of our planning is done at a leadership team level. So my team is made up of all of the different functions, including marketing. So there's no one business planning team that is just sales or just finance. They're all involved right from the get-go. And I like that. That kind of closes the loop of the planning to execution so that nothing's lost in translation. Marketing has that voice. They can add those insights right from the get-go. And you're not trying to then talk about, well, here are our objectives. How can you operate on that? They know what it is and they're already adding ideas to it to help shape what those objectives are going to be. Collaboration is used across our organization for success, and I think especially in that marketing and sales group, because sales, besides just driving revenue and the things that they do, they are truly kind of a voice of the customer because they're out there every day speaking with them. Sure. And marketing needs to tailor its plans for the customer. So that relationship inherently needs to operate quite closely. So our head of marketing, our head of sales are working together on how do we make sure that one is supporting the other, and marketing isn't doing anything that doesn't align to sales objectives, and sales can utilize what marketing is doing to drive the objectives because they've come up with those together. So that power relationship, if you will, really is a power couple in our company because they need to work so closely together, and they do. Marketing gets involved with major initiatives early on, and then they can almost self-guide their involvement from there. So they need to know what's coming down the pipeline. So marketing's there when we're talking about what that roadmap looks like for 6, 12, 2 years, whatever the case may be. So they're aware when they're doing their own planning. And then they'll come back in throughout that process to make sure that they know how progress is being made, when do they need to activate, because they know how long it takes them to formulate plans and activate as opposed to being told. So we kind of let them self-direct, but they're there at the very beginning, and then they can choose how they get involved in order to make sure that they're doing what they need to do efficiently. Marketing is helping to shape that direction and not just execute. They do execute very, very well, mind you, but I think they're able to execute well because they understand what we're trying to achieve right out of the gate. So they know what the goal and the objective is for the year, for the business, for a certain campaign, whatever that may be. And by being there at the very, very beginning and being involved in that, then they know how best to execute. And what they do is going to have the maximum impact coming back. So that's why they're involved early on.